Hello everyone. Welcome back to MindPop English. I am Emily, your host for today. If you are new here, I would like to tell you that we upload a new English learning video every day on our channel to help you improve your English faster. Have you ever wanted to sound more natural when talking about your daily life in English? Imagine this. You meet a new friend or maybe a coworker and they ask you, "So, how was your day?" Do you freeze? Do you only say fine or good and then stop? If that's you, don't worry. Today, I will show you how to talk about your day in English step by step. By the end of this lesson, you will feel confident, natural, and fluent when you describe your daily activities. Let's start with a simple question. When someone asks you, "How was your day?" what do you usually say? Many learners give very short answers like, "It was okay," or "not bad." That is fine, but if you want to keep a conversation going, you need to add more details. English speakers usually share a little story. They don't just give a one-word answer. For example, instead of just saying good, you can say, "It was good. I went to work, had a meeting with my boss, and then had dinner with my family." See how that gives more information? It makes the conversation richer, and it makes you sound more fluent. Now let's practice together. Imagine your day. How did it start? Did you wake up early? Did you have breakfast? Did you go to school or work? Let me show you how you can describe it in English. Listen carefully and repeat after me. I woke up early this morning. I had a cup of coffee and some bread for breakfast. Then I got ready and went to work. Simple, right? These are short, clear sentences. Even beginners can say them. Here is a little secret. You don't need complicated vocabulary to sound fluent. You just need simple, clear sentences and good practice. Fluency is not about big words. It's about comfort, rhythm, and confidence. That's why in this video, we will use very easy words, but we will combine them into natural, everyday sentences. This way you can use them immediately when you talk to friends, classmates, or coworkers. Let's continue. After you go to work or school, what happens next in your day? Maybe you had lunch with your friend. You can say, "At lunchtime, I ate noodles with my friend." We talked about our weekend plans. See? Just two simple sentences. But now you are sharing more about your day. This helps you connect with people. They can ask you questions like, "Oh, where did you eat noodles?" Or, "What are your weekend plans?" And suddenly, you have a real conversation. Now, I want you to repeat after me. Ready? Say it slowly with me. At lunchtime, I ate noodles with my friend. We talked about our weekend plans. Good. Try it one more time, but a little faster, like in natural speech. Excellent. This is how you train your mouth and your brain to speak English smoothly. Here's another example. Maybe after work or school, you felt tired. You can say, "After work, I was really tired. I went home and took a short nap." Or maybe you did some exercise. You can say, "After school, I went to the gym and did some exercise." Both sentences are easy, right? But they make your story more interesting. This is exactly what native speakers do when they talk about their day. So here's the big idea. When someone asks you, "How was your day?" don't just say, "Good." Try to tell a little story with 3 parts. Part 1, how your day started. Part 2, what you did in the middle. Part 3, what you did in the evening. That's it. Just 3 parts. Start, middle, end. This simple structure will help you remember what to say, and it will help you speak longer and more confidently. Let me give you a full example. Listen carefully. My day was pretty good. I woke up early and had coffee. Then I went to work and had a meeting with my boss. After work, I went to the gym and exercised for an hour. Later, I had dinner with my family and watched a movie. Did you hear that? It's not complicated. It's just simple, short sentences connected together. But it sounds like a complete story. That is what makes you sound fluent. Now, I want you to practice. Think about your day yesterday. What did you do? Did you study? Did you meet friends? Did you cook dinner? Try to describe it in English using the same 3-part structure. Morning, afternoon, evening. I will give you a few seconds to think, and then you can speak out loud. Ready? Take a breath. Okay, go. Talk about your day. Use simple sentences. Don't worry if it's not perfect. Just speak. Good, that's how you practice. Every day, take 1 or 2 minutes to describe your day in English. Do it out loud. If you can, record yourself and listen back. You will hear your progress over time. Remember, fluency comes from daily practice, not from memorizing long lists of vocabulary. In the next part of this video, we are going to go deeper. I will teach you useful expressions and phrases that native speakers use. When they talk about their daily life, these expressions will make your English sound more natural, more colorful, and more interesting. But for now, keep practicing the 3-part structure. It's your foundation. Morning, afternoon, evening. With this structure, you will always have something to say when someone asks you about your day. So stay with me and let's continue. In the next section, we will learn how to add more details and emotions to your story, so you don't just say what you did, but also how you felt. That's the secret to real conversation. In the last part, we talked about the simple 3-part structure to describe your day. Morning, afternoon, and evening. Now, let's go a little deeper. I want to show you how to add details and emotions to your story. Why? Because when you only talk about actions, your English can sound flat, like a list. But when you add feelings, opinions, and small details, your English becomes alive. It sounds more natural and it keeps people interested in what you are saying. Let's look at a simple example. If you say, "I went to work today," that's okay, but it's very basic. Now, listen to this. "I went to work today and I was really busy. I had a lot of meetings and honestly, I felt a little stressed." Do you hear the difference? The first sentence was only about the action. The second version added details and emotions. You said what you did and also how you felt. That is exactly what native speakers do all the time. They don't just tell the action, they tell the feeling too. Now, let's practice together. I will give you a sentence and I want you to repeat it after me. Ready? I woke up early this morning and I felt tired because I went to bed late last night. Try saying it now. Good. That sentence is longer, but still simple. You see, we added the reason for being tired. Because I went to bed late last night. Reasons make your sentences more interesting and also more natural. Here's another example. Instead of just saying, I ate lunch, you can say, I ate lunch with my coworker and the food was delicious. Or, I ate lunch alone today and honestly, it was a little boring. Did you hear that? You're not only giving information about lunch, you're also sharing your feelings about it. This makes your English more personal and it helps people connect with you. Now, let's try a quick exercise. I'll give you a short action, and your job is to add a detail or a feeling. For example, if I say, I studied English, you could say, I studied English and I was proud of myself because I learned new words. Or, I studied English but I felt frustrated because it was difficult. Both are great answers. Okay, here's the first action. I went shopping. Think of one detail or one feeling. Ready? Go. Excellent. Here's the next one. I called my friend. Add a detail or a feeling. Maybe you can say, I called my friend and we laughed a lot. Or, I called my friend but she didn't answer and I felt disappointed. Very good. Last one. I cooked dinner. You can say, I cooked dinner and it was delicious. Or, I cooked dinner, but I burned the rice. Do you see how much better your English sounds with these little details? This is very important for fluency. Fluency is not only about speed, fluency is also about being able to keep talking, to expand your ideas, and to make your story engaging. Adding details and emotions is one of the easiest ways to do that. Now let's practice a full example. Imagine someone asks you, how was your day? Here is one way to answer. It was pretty good. I woke up early, but I was so tired because I didn't sleep well. At work, I had a meeting with my boss. The meeting was long, and honestly, it was a little boring. After work, I met my friend for dinner. The food was really delicious and we laughed so much. I came home tired but happy. Did you hear that? This answer has actions, details, and emotions. It tells a little story and it sounds natural. Now it's your turn. I want you to think about yesterday. Choose 3 events from your day. Maybe one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and one in the evening. Now add a detail or a feeling for each event. I will give you a moment to think. Ready? Okay, now try to say your sentences out loud. Don't worry if it's not perfect. Just try. Good job. This is exactly how you practice speaking every day. Here's another powerful tip. Use time words to make your story clear and smooth. Time words are things like first, then, after that, and finally. These words connect your sentences, so your story is easy to follow. Let me show you. First, I woke up late and I felt tired. Then, I rushed to school and I was nervous because I had a test. After that, I had lunch with my friends and I felt relaxed. Finally, I went home and watched TV. And did you hear how smooth that sounds? Time words guide the listener through your story step by step. Let's practice with me. Repeat after me slowly. First, I woke up late. Then, I rushed to school. After that, I had lunch with my friends. Finally, I went home and watched TV. Great. Now say it again, but this time a little faster, more natural. Perfect. Time words are like bridges between your sentences. They make your English flow better. Now let's combine everything. Use the three-part structure, add details and emotions, and connect everything with time words. Here is a full example. My day was okay. First, I woke up early, but I was still tired because I slept late. Then, I went to work and had a meeting with my boss. The meeting was stressful and I felt nervous. After that, I had lunch with my coworker and the food was really good. Finally, in the evening, I went home, relaxed on the sofa, and watched my favorite TV show. Did you hear how natural that sounds? That is exactly how you can talk about your day like a native speaker. Remember, you don't need difficult words. You don't need long grammar structures. You just need to practice telling short stories with actions, feelings, and time words. That's it. Simple, clear, natural. And the more you practice, the faster your fluency will grow. In the next part, we will take it to the next level. I will show you how to ask and answer follow-up questions about someone's day. This is very important because conversation is not only about talking about yourself, it's also about listening and responding to other people. That's how you build real connections in English. So don't go anywhere. Stay with me, and in the next section, we will learn powerful, simple questions that will keep your conversations alive and exciting. So far, you have learned how to describe your day using 3 simple steps: morning, afternoon, evening. You have also learned how to add details, feelings, and time words to make your story sound natural. Now, it's time to move to the next level. And this is very important. Conversation is not only about talking. Real conversation is about asking and answering questions. When you can ask follow-up questions, you show interest, you keep the conversation alive, and you make friends. Think about it. If someone asks you, "How was your day?" and you only answer, "Good," the conversation dies quickly. But if you say, "It was good. I went to work and I had lunch with my friend," then the other person can ask, "Oh, what did you eat?" Or, "Which friend did you meet?" Suddenly you have a real conversation. That's the magic of follow-up questions. They keep the dialogue going. So, let's practice them together. Let's start with some very simple follow-up questions that you can use every day. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. What did you do after that? Who did you go with? How did you feel? Where did you go? Why did you do that? These 5 questions are golden. With just these, you can talk to anyone about their day. They are easy, but they are powerful. And the best part, you can answer them yourself when you talk about your own day. Let me show you. Imagine I say, I went shopping yesterday. That's the basic sentence. Now, if you ask me, what did you buy? I can continue. I can say, I bought a new pair of shoes. If you ask me, who did you go with? I can say, I went with my sister. If you ask, how did you feel? I can say, I felt really happy because I got a discount. Do you see how this works? Each question makes the conversation longer and more natural. Now let's practice together. I will give you a sentence, and then I will ask you a question. Your job is to answer it. Ready? Sentence. I had lunch at a restaurant today. Question. What did you eat? Take a moment and answer. Good. Sentence. I studied English this morning. Question. How did you feel after studying? Say your answer out loud. Excellent. Sentence. I watched a movie last night. Question. Who did you watch it with? Speak your answer now. Perfect. This exercise is very powerful. It teaches you how to extend conversations, not just give short answers. Every time you practice, you train your brain to keep talking. Now, let's flip it. You also need to practice asking questions. Let's do a small role play. Imagine you meet a friend and they say, my day was good. I went to the park. What can you say next? Maybe, oh, really? Who did you go with? Or, that sounds nice. What did you do at the park? Or, did you enjoy it? All of these are natural and friendly. Let's practice again. Imagine your friend says, I went shopping yesterday. What do you ask? You can say, what did you buy? Or, where did you go shopping? Or even, did you spend a lot of money? These are natural follow-up questions. They keep the talk flowing. Now, let's put it all together. I will act as your friend, and you will practice asking me questions. Here we go. I say, I had dinner with my family last night. Now it's your turn. Ask me one question, maybe, what did you eat? Or, where did you go? Or, how was it? Good. Here's another one. I say, I was really busy today. I had 2 meetings. What question will you ask me? You could say, who were the meetings with? Or, what were the meetings about? Or, how did you feel after that? Great. One more. I say, I watched a new TV show last night. Your question could be, what show did you watch? Or, did you like it? Or, who recommended it to you? Excellent. You see how easy and natural this can be? Here's a little secret. When you ask follow-up questions, you don't need to worry about grammar too much. People care more about your interest than about perfect grammar. If you show that you are curious and you ask something, the conversation will continue. That's what matters most. Now let's talk about your daily practice. Every time you tell your story about your day, I want you to imagine a friend is listening to you. After each sentence, imagine what question they might ask. Then, answer that question. For example, you say, I went to work today. A friend might ask, how did you go to work? And you answer, I went by bus. Then another question, how long did it take? And you answer, it took about 30 minutes. And two, do you see? With just one action, I went to work. You can now talk for 1 or 2 minutes if you add questions and answers. This technique is powerful because it trains you to expand your sentences naturally. It makes your speaking longer, smoother, and more fluent. And the best part? You can practice this alone. You don't even need a partner. You just need your imagination. Let's try one more together. The basic sentence is, I cooked dinner last night. Now, let's add questions. What did you cook? Answer, I cooked pasta. Who did you cook for? Answer, I cooked for my family. How was the food? Answer, it was delicious. How did you feel? Answer, I felt proud of myself. Look at that. A simple sentence grew into a whole story just by adding questions. So, here's your homework. After you finish watching this part, choose 3 actions from your day. For each action, write down 3 follow-up questions. Then answer them in English out loud. For example, action, I went jogging. Questions, where did you go jogging? How long did you jog? How did you feel afterward? Then answer, I went jogging in the park. I jogged for 30 minutes. I felt really good and energetic. Practice this every day, and your speaking will grow fast. In the next part, we are going to make it even more exciting. You will learn how to use small talk expressions and natural transitions that native speakers use when they talk about their day. These expressions will make you sound friendly, confident, and more like a real English speaker. So, don't stop here. Stay with me and let's continue. In the last section, we practice asking and answering follow-up questions to keep a conversation alive. That skill is powerful because it makes your speaking longer and more natural. Now, let's add another important layer: small talk expressions and smooth transitions. These are short phrases that English speakers use all the time. They don't add a lot of meaning, but they make your English sound warm, friendly, and connected. Without them, your speech can sound robotic. With them, your English sounds alive. Think about this. If you only say, I went to work, I ate lunch, I came home, it feels like reading a shopping list. But if you add small talk expressions, your story suddenly feels more natural. Listen. So, I went to work this morning, and actually, it was really busy. Then, I had lunch with my friend, and you know what? The food was amazing. After that, I came home, and honestly, I was exhausted. Do you hear the difference? The actions are the same, but the story feels more human. That's the power of small talk expressions. Let's learn some of the most common ones. Repeat them after me. Actually, you know what? Honestly, guess what? To be honest, by the way, these little expressions are like spices in cooking. They make the flavor stronger and more interesting. Let's practice using them in sentences. Example 1. I had a meeting today. Actually, it was shorter than I expected. Example 2. I tried a new restaurant today. You know what? The food was delicious. Example 3. I watched a movie last night. Honestly, I didn't like it very much. Example 4. Guess what? I met an old friend from school today. Example 5. I had a busy day. To be honest, I just want to sleep now. Example 6. I went shopping today. By the way, the mall was really crowded. Do you see how these small phrases make your sentences more colorful? They also show emotion, surprise, or honesty. That's exactly what native speakers do in daily conversations. Now, let's practice together. I will give you a basic sentence, and I want you to add one of the expressions to it. Ready? Sentence. I cooked dinner last night. You could say, I cooked dinner last night. Actually, it was really good. Or, I cooked dinner last night. Honestly, it was a disaster. Both sound natural. Sentence. I studied English this morning. You could say, I studied English this morning. To be honest, I didn't want to, but I did it anyway. Or, I studied English this morning. You know what? I learned 10 new words. Excellent. Now, let's talk about smooth transitions. Transitions are words or phrases that connect your ideas and help your story flow. We already learned time words like first, then, after that, and finally, but you can also use transitions like these. So, anyway, afterwards, as a result, in the end, for example, I was very tired this morning, so I bought a big cup of coffee. Or, I finished work late. Afterwards, I met my friend for dinner. Or, I didn't study enough. As a result, I felt nervous during the test. These transitions make your sentences feel connected instead of separate. Let's combine transitions and small talk expressions. Listen carefully. First, I woke up late, and honestly, I was stressed. Then I rushed to work. Actually, the traffic was terrible. Afterwards, I had lunch with my coworker. You know what? We had the best noodles ever. In the end, I came home and relaxed. To be honest, I was happy the day was over. Did you notice? The actions are simple, but with transitions and small talk phrases, the story sounds engaging and fluent. Now let's practice a short conversation with these tools. Person A, how was your day? Person B, it was pretty good. First, I had a class in the morning. Actually, the teacher gave us a surprise quiz. Afterwards, I met my friend for lunch. You know what? We found a new cafe, and it was really nice. In the end, I came home, and honestly, I just wanted to relax. That sounds so natural, right? And the good news is, you can do this too. You don't need to memorize big lists of words. You just need to remember a few small talk phrases and a few transitions. Then practice using them every day. Let's do one more practice together. I will start a story, and you will continue it with a small talk expression. Here we go. I say, I went to the park this afternoon. Your turn. Maybe. Actually, it was very crowded. Or, honestly, I didn't enjoy it. Or, you know what? I met my old teacher there. Good. Another one. I say, I had dinner with my family last night. Your turn. Maybe. To be honest, the food wasn't great. Or, by the way, my cousin joined us. Or, guess what? We celebrated my brother's birthday. Excellent. You see, once you get comfortable with these expressions, you can use them anywhere. They don't only work when you talk about your day. You can use them in almost every conversation. They are small, but they are powerful. Here's a simple daily exercise for you. Every evening, take 5 minutes to describe your day. But this time, don't just tell the actions. Add at least 3 small talk expressions and 3 transitions. For example, so I woke up late today. Actually, I forgot to set my alarm. Afterwards, I went to school, and honestly, I was not in the mood. You know what? My teacher gave me a compliment, so I felt better. In the end, the day was not so bad. Oh, if you practice like this every day, soon your English will sound smooth and natural. Now, before we move to the next part, let me remind you of something important. Fluency is not about speed. Fluency is about flow. If your sentences connect, if your story sounds alive, and if you show emotions with small talk phrases, people will enjoy listening to you. And when people enjoy listening, they will talk with you more. That's how real communication grows. In the next part, we are going to practice real-life dialogues. You will hear examples of 2 people talking about their day, and I will show you how to copy their style. This shadowing practice will train your ears, your mouth, and your brain at the same time. So, stay with me, and let's continue together. Now it's time to bring everything together and make it real. You've learned how to describe your day with a simple structure. You've learned how to add details, feelings, and time words. You've learned how to use follow-up questions and small talk expressions. But the best way to practice fluency is to listen to real dialogue and then shadow it. Shadowing means listening to a sentence and repeating it right after, trying to copy the rhythm, the sound, and the flow. It's like being a shadow of the speaker. This technique is one of the fastest ways to improve your fluency because you're training your ears, your mouth, and your brain all at once. Let's try it with a simple dialogue between 2 people, Anna and John. Listen carefully first. Anna: Hey John, how was your day? John: Pretty good actually. First I woke up early, but I was still tired. Then I went to work and had a long meeting. Anna: Oh, really? What was the meeting about? John: It was about a new project. Honestly, it was a little stressful. Anna: I see. What did you do after work? John: Afterwards, I met my friend for dinner. You know what? We found a new restaurant, and the food was amazing. Anna: That sounds great. How did you feel at the end of the day? John, in the end, I felt happy and relaxed. Did you hear how natural that conversation sounded? It wasn't complicated. The sentences were short, but they had details, emotions, and smooth transitions. That's exactly how native speakers talk about their day. Now let's shadow the dialogue together. I will say each line slowly, and I want you to repeat after me. Ready? Hey John, how was your day? Pretty good, actually. First, I woke up early, but I was still tired. Then, I went to work and had a long meeting. Oh, really? What was the meeting about? It was about a new project. Honestly, it was a little stressful. I see. What did you do after work? Afterwards, I met my friend for dinner. You know what? We found a new restaurant and the food was amazing. That sounds great. How did you feel at the end of the day? In the end, I felt happy and relaxed. Good job. Now let's try it again, but a little faster, closer to natural speed. Remember, don't worry if it's not perfect. The goal is rhythm and flow. Now let's do a second dialogue. This time, Maria and David are talking. Maria: Hi David, how was your day? David: It was okay. First, I had an English class in the morning. Actually, the teacher gave us a surprise quiz. Maria: Really? How did you do on the quiz? David: To be honest, I didn't do very well. I was nervous. Maria: I understand. What did you do after class? David: After class, I went to the park and read a book. Honestly, it was very relaxing. Maria: That sounds nice. What about the evening? David: In the evening, I watched a movie with my family. You know what? We laughed so much. Again, this is simple, but it feels natural. Let's shadow it together slowly. Hi, David. How was your day? It was okay. First, I had an English class in the morning. Actually, the teacher gave us a surprise quiz. Really? How did you do on the quiz? To be honest, I didn't do very well. I was nervous. I understand. What did you do after class? After class, I went to the park and read a book. Honestly, it was very relaxing. That sounds nice. What about the evening? In the evening, I watched a movie with my family. You know what? We laughed so much. Excellent. Let's do it again, a little faster this time. Now, here's an important tip. When you shadow, don't only copy the words. Copy the intonation and emotion too. If the speaker sounds excited, you sound excited. If the speaker sounds tired, you sound tired. This will train your speaking to sound more natural and less robotic. Let's try another short dialogue. Lisa: Hey, how was your day? Mark: Guess what? I met an old friend at the cafe this afternoon. Lisa: Oh, wow. Who did you meet? Mark: I met my classmate from high school. We hadn't seen each other in years. Lisa: That's amazing. How did you feel? Mark: Honestly, I felt really happy. It made my day. Now, shadow this one with me slowly. Hey, how was your day? Guess what? I met an old friend at the cafe this afternoon. Oh, wow. Who did you meet? I met my classmate from high school. We hadn't seen each other in years. That's amazing. How did you feel? Honestly, I felt really happy. It made my day. Great. Again, practice it faster. These dialogues are short, simple, and easy. But if you shadow them every day, your speaking will improve quickly. You will learn not only the words, but also the natural rhythm of English. Here's how you can practice on your own. Step 1. Listen to the dialogue. Step 2. Pause and repeat each line. Step 3. Try to say the whole dialogue with both parts without looking at the script. Step 4. Change the details to make your own story. For example, instead of saying, I went to the park, say, I went to the gym. Instead of saying, I watched a movie, say, I played video games. This way, you practice speaking with your own life, not just copying. Let's try a quick practice right now. I'll give you a basic dialogue, but you fill in the details. A. How was your day? B. It was good. First actually I. A. Really? How did you feel? B. Honestly, I felt. A. What did you do afterwards? B. Afterwards, I. In the end, I. Good. Try to complete it with your own answers. Maybe. First, I studied English. Actually, I learned some new words. Honestly, I felt proud. Afterwards, I watched a movie. In the end, I went to bed early. That's how you make the dialogues personal and real. In the next part, we are going to practice storytelling. I will show you how to turn your daily activities into short, interesting stories that people will enjoy listening to. Storytelling is the secret to sounding confident and engaging in English. So don't stop here. Stay with me and let's move to the next level together. Now that you can describe your day and practice dialogues, it's time to level up your English with storytelling. Storytelling is not just for writers or public speakers. It's also for everyday conversation. When you tell your day like a story, people listen more carefully, and you sound more natural and fluent. Think about it. When someone asks you, how was your day? You can say, it was good. I studied. Then I ate lunch. After that, I watched TV. That's okay. But it sounds flat and boring. Instead, you can tell it like a story. You know what? Today was actually pretty interesting. In the morning, I had an English class, and guess what? The teacher gave us a surprise quiz. At first, I was nervous, but then I started to remember the answers. In the end, I felt proud of myself. After class, I went to the park to relax. Honestly, it was so peaceful. And in the evening, I watched a movie with my family. We laughed so much. So overall, it was a great day. Do you see the difference? The second version feels alive. It has emotion, details, and a beginning, middle, and end. That's storytelling. Let's break it down into 3 parts. 1. Start with a hook. A hook is something that makes the listener curious. Instead of just saying, my day was okay, try, you know what happened today? Actually, my day was surprising. Guess what? Something funny happened to me. This makes people want to know more. 2. Add feelings and reactions. Don't only describe what you did. Add how you felt. For example, at first I was nervous. Honestly, I felt so excited. To be honest, I was a little bored. In the end, I felt really happy. Feelings make your story real and human. 3. Use transitions to connect the story. Good storytellers use words like first, then, after that, afterwards, in the end. Actually, honestly, guess what? You know what? At first, later, finally. These words make your English smooth and connected, not just a list of actions. Now, let's practice with a model story. Listen first. Model story 1. Guess what? Today was so busy but exciting. In the morning, I woke up late because my alarm didn't ring. At first, I was stressed because I thought I would be late for work. But luckily, I caught the bus on time. At work, we had a meeting about a new project. Honestly, it was difficult to understand everything, but I asked questions, and in the end, I learned something new. Afterwards, I met my friend for lunch. We tried a new restaurant, and the food was amazing. Finally, in the evening, I went home and relaxed. Overall, I felt tired but happy. Now, let's shadow it together slowly, line by line. Guess what? Today was so busy but exciting. In the morning, I woke up late because my alarm didn't ring. At first, I was stressed because I thought I would be late for work. But luckily, I caught the bus on time. At work, we had a meeting about a new project. Honestly, it was difficult to understand everything. But I asked questions, and in the end, I learned something new. Afterwards, I met my friend for lunch. We tried a new restaurant, and the food was amazing. I too. Finally, in the evening, I went home and relaxed. Overall, I felt tired but happy. Good job, that's storytelling in action. Let's try another example, but this time with something more fun. Model story 2. You know what happened today? I met a celebrity in the city. At first, I couldn't believe it. I was walking to the train station, and suddenly I saw my favorite singer. Honestly, I was so shocked. I wanted to say something, but I was too shy. Later, I posted about it on social media, and my friends didn't believe me. In the end, I laughed about it. It was such a crazy day. Again, this story is short, but it's interesting because it has surprise, feelings, and reactions. Here's a simple formula you can use for storytelling about your day. Hook plus event plus feeling plus reaction plus ending. For example, guess what? Hook. This morning I had an English test. Event. At first, I felt really nervous. Feeling, but then I remembered the answers and did well. Reaction. In the end, I felt proud of myself. Ending. You can use this formula for almost any daily story. Now, let's practice together. I'll give you a story with blanks, and you fill them in. Actually, today was in the morning. At first I felt, but then in the afternoon, honestly, I felt in the evening, in the end, I felt, try to say it with your own details. Maybe, actually, today was relaxing. In the morning, I went jogging. At first, I felt tired, but then I had more energy. In the afternoon, I studied English. Honestly, I felt proud. In the evening, I cooked dinner. In the end, I felt happy. Here's another pro tip. When you tell your day, add small, funny details. For example, instead of saying, I went to the supermarket, say, I went to the supermarket and guess what? I forgot my shopping list, so I had to remember everything. Honestly, I almost forgot the milk. Little details like this make your story more natural and fun. Finally, practice storytelling every day, even if it's short. At night before you go to bed, try to tell your day in English for 1 minute. You can speak to yourself, record your voice, or tell a friend. The more you practice, the more fluent and confident you will sound. In the next part, we will do a full storytelling challenge. I will guide you step by step to create your own daily story in English, and you will practice with me. This will be the moment where you use everything we've learned: structure, details, dialogues, shadowing, and storytelling. So stay with me and let's keep building your fluency together. Now that you understand how to add details, feelings, and transitions to your daily story, it's time for something special. Welcome to the Daily Storytelling Challenge. This challenge is designed to help you practice speaking every day in a way that feels simple, fun, and powerful. Why a challenge? Because when you challenge yourself, you push your skills higher. You stop being passive and you start being active. And fluency comes from action. You don't get fluent just by listening. You get fluent when you speak, when you practice, when you try. So in this section, I will guide you through the challenge step by step. Step 1, the hook. Every story begins with a hook, something interesting that makes the listener curious. Your job is to start your daily story with a hook every time. Examples. Guess what happened today? You won't believe what I did this morning. Actually, today was surprising. Something funny happened to me. Let's practice together. Repeat after me. Guess what happened today? Actually, today was surprising. Something funny happened to me. Good. Now, tomorrow, when you start your story, choose one of these hooks to grab attention. Step 2, the main events. After the hook, describe 3 events from your day. 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and 1 in the evening. Keep it simple. You don't need to tell everything. Just pick 3. For example, in the morning, I missed the bus. In the afternoon, I had a meeting with my teacher. In the evening, I watched a movie with my family. Easy, right? Now let's make it interesting. For each event, add one feeling or reaction. In the morning, I missed the bus. I felt so frustrated. In the afternoon, I had a meeting with my teacher. I was nervous at first, but then I felt relieved. In the evening, I watched a movie with my family. It was hilarious and I laughed a lot. That's already a great story. Step 3, Connect with transitions. Now we use transition words to connect everything. First, in the morning, I missed the bus. I felt so frustrated. Then, in the afternoon, I had a meeting with my teacher. At first, I was nervous, but then I felt relieved. Finally, in the evening, I watched a movie with my family. It was hilarious, and I laughed a lot. See how smooth that sounds? Transitions are like glue, they hold your story together. Step 5. Add one special detail. Here is the secret. Details make stories come alive. If you want your English to sound natural, add one small detail. Example, instead of I miss the bus, say, I miss the bus because I was looking at my phone and didn't notice it. Instead of I had a meeting, say, I had a meeting with my teacher and she asked me a very difficult question. Instead of I watched a movie, say, I watched a movie with my family and my dad fell asleep in the middle of it, which made us laugh. Tiny details equals big improvement in fluency. Step 5. Ending the story. Every story needs an ending. You don't want to just stop. You want to finish smoothly. End with a summary feeling. So overall, my day was stressful, but good. In the end, I felt proud of myself. So yeah, it was a tiring day, but also fun. This helps the listener understand how you feel about the whole day. Daily practice routine. Here is your daily challenge routine. Start with a hook. Choose 3 events: morning, afternoon, evening. Add feelings or reactions. Connect with transitions. Add one detail. End with a summary feeling. If you follow this routine, you can create a 1-minute story about your day every night. Imagine in just 1 month, you will have told 30 different stories in English. That's amazing practice. Shadowing the challenge together. Let's practice one complete challenge story together. Repeat after me. Guess what happened today? In the morning, I missed the bus because I was checking my phone. I felt so frustrated. Then, in the afternoon, I had a meeting with my teacher. At first, I was nervous, but then I felt relieved because she said I did a good job. Finally, in the evening, I watched a movie with my family. It was hilarious, and we laughed so much, especially when my dad fell asleep in the middle. So overall, my day was stressful but funny. Good. Now, say it again on your own. Imagine you are telling it to a friend. Try it now. Excellent. Challenge for you. Here's your homework. Tonight, before you go to sleep, tell your own story in English. Use the 6 steps. You can speak to yourself in the mirror, record your voice, or tell a friend. Don't worry about mistakes. The goal is fluency, not perfection. The more you do this, the faster your English will become natural. Extra tip: story variation. Don't always choose the same events. Sometimes talk about school, sometimes about work, sometimes about hobbies, sometimes about something small. Even small events can be good stories. Today I made coffee, but I spilled it on my shirt. I bought bread, but the shop was closed, so I had to walk to another store. I wanted to study English, but my internet didn't work. so I read a book instead. Small stories are perfect for practice because they happen to everyone. So here is the challenge. For the next 7 days, tell your daily story in English every night. Use the hook, events, feelings, transitions, details, and ending. If you do this for 1 week, you will notice a huge improvement. You will feel more confident, and your words will come faster. In the next part, I will show you how to expand your stories into conversations. That means not just telling your day, but asking others, responding, and keeping the conversation alive. This is the next level of fluency, so don't go anywhere. Stay with me because this is where your English starts to sound truly natural. So far, you've learned how to describe your day like a story. You can use hooks, transitions, details, and feelings. That's fantastic. But here's the truth. Real English fluency is not only about telling your own story. It's also about having a conversation. That means listening, asking questions, and responding naturally. Think about it. If you only talk about yourself, the conversation stops quickly. But if you learn to ask questions and show interest in the other person's day, the conversation continues. This is how native speakers connect with each other, and this is what you need to practice. Step 1. Learn simple follow-up questions. Let's say someone tells you, I went to the park today. You can just say, oh, nice. But that's the end. Instead, ask a follow-up question. Really? How was it? Who did you go with? What did you do there? Did you enjoy it? Do you see the difference? Questions show interest. Questions keep the conversation alive. Let's practice. Repeat after me. How was it? Who did you go with? What did you do there? Did you enjoy it? Great. These are short, simple, but very powerful. Step 2. React with short comments. When someone answers, don't just stay silent. React with short, natural comments. For example, that sounds fun. Wow, really? Oh no, that's terrible. That's interesting. These small reactions make you sound natural and keep the flow of the conversation. Repeat after me. That sounds fun. Wow, really? Oh no, that's terrible. That's interesting. Perfect. Step 3. Share back. A conversation is like a ping pong game. You hit the ball, the other person hits back. After asking and reacting, share something about yourself. For example, your friend, I went to the park today. You, really? How was it? Friend, it was great. I walked my dog. You? That sounds fun. I went to the park last weekend too, but I didn't bring my dog. I just read a book. See? You asked, reacted, and then shared back. That's natural conversation. Step 4. Practice with a full dialogue. Let's practice a model conversation together. Dialog. It's A. How was your day? B. It was good. In the morning, I studied English. A. Really? What did you study? B. I studied vocabulary. Honestly, it was a little difficult. A. Oh yeah, I know what you mean. That sounds challenging. Did you learn some new words? B. Yes, I did. And I felt proud afterwards. A. Nice. I studied English yesterday too, but I practiced speaking with a friend. Did you hear how natural that sounds? Short answers, follow-up questions, reactions, and sharing back. That's the formula. Step 5. Expand with time and details. If you want the conversation to continue, you can ask about time and details. For example, what time did you go? Where did you go exactly? How long did you stay? What did you eat? These questions invite longer answers. For example, I went shopping today. Oh, really? What did you buy? I bought some clothes. I needed a new jacket. Nice. Where did you buy it? At the mall near my house. Cool. How much was it? Now the conversation is alive. It's not only one sentence. Step 6. Practice a listening and responding drill. I will say a short sentence, and I want you to think of one question or one reaction. Ready? I watched a movie last night. Pause. What question will you ask? Maybe, which movie did you watch? Or, did you like it? I cooked dinner this evening. Pause. Maybe, what did you cook? Or, was it delicious? I studied English this morning. Pause. Maybe, what did you practice? Or, did you enjoy it? Good. This is how you train your brain to respond naturally. Step 7. Conversation challenge. Here is your conversation challenge. Every day, try to ask at least 3 follow-up questions. When you talk to someone in English, don't just stop at yes or no. Push the conversation forward. Example, how was your day? Good, thanks. I went shopping. Oh, really? What did you buy? I bought a new pair of shoes. Nice. Where did you buy them? At the store near my school. Cool. Were they expensive? Look at that. Just 3 questions and suddenly you have a real conversation. Step 8. Combine storytelling and conversation. The best practice is to combine both skills. First, you tell your story about your day. Then, you ask about the other person's day. Finally, you connect your experiences. For example, actually, today was surprising. I missed the bus in the morning and I felt so stressed. But later I had lunch with my friend and we laughed a lot. Overall, it was a good day. Friend. Oh, really? I also had lunch with my friend today. Nice. Where did you go? Friend. We went to a cafe. That sounds fun. I went to a restaurant near my office. This is how English becomes real communication, not just practice. Homework practice. Tonight, after you finish this video, I want you to do this exercise. Tell your own daily story using the 6 steps from the challenge. Imagine someone else tells you their story. Create 3 follow-up questions you could ask. Record yourself practicing both sides, telling and asking. This will make you more confident when you talk to real people. In the next part, we'll take all of these skills, storytelling, asking questions, reacting, and sharing, and we'll do a final fluency practice together. You and I will build a complete natural conversation step by step so you can feel how it flows in real life, so don't go anywhere. The final part is coming, and it will be your fluency breakthrough moment. Congratulations, you've made it to the final part of this lesson. Up until now, you've learned how to describe your day, add details and feelings, ask follow-up questions, react naturally, and even build short conversations. Now it's time to put everything together into one big fluency practice. Think of this part as your fluency workout. Just like exercise for your body, this is exercise for your speaking. We're going to practice together step by step so you can feel how a natural, daily English conversation flows. Step 1. Warm. Up with storytelling. First, let's warm up by telling your own story. Remember the 6 steps: hook, events, feelings, transitions, details, and ending. Listen to this model story. Guess what? Today was so busy. In the morning, I spilled coffee on my shirt and I felt so annoyed. Then, in the afternoon, I had an important meeting at work. Honestly, I was nervous, but my boss said I did well, so I felt proud. Finally, in the evening, I went to the gym, and afterwards, I felt tired but happy. So, overall, my day was stressful, but also satisfying. Now it's your turn. Think about your own day. Pick 3 events. 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 1 in the evening. Add 1 feeling or detail for each event. Then finish with a summary. Say it out loud right now. Don't worry about mistakes. Just speak. Great job. That's your warm-up. Step 2. Build a 2-person conversation. Now let's turn storytelling into conversation. I will model both sides so you can hear how it works. Dialogue 1. Full day conversation. A. How was your day? B. Actually, it was pretty good. In the morning, I woke up late and I felt so stressed because I almost missed the bus. Then, in the afternoon, I had lunch with my coworker. It was delicious, and we laughed a lot. Finally, in the evening, I watched a new TV show, and honestly, it was amazing. So overall, it was a good day. A. Wow, really? What TV show did you watch? B. I watched a comedy series. It was so funny. Or do. A. That sounds fun. I also watched a comedy show yesterday, but it was on YouTube. B. Nice. Which channel? A. MindPop English, of course. See how natural that is? First, one person tells their day. Then the other person asks questions, reacts, and shares back. That's real conversation. Step 3. Practice asking questions. Now I will give you some practice. I'll say 1 sentence, and I want you to ask a follow-up question. Sentence. I studied English this morning. What question can you ask? Maybe, what did you study? Or, did you enjoy it? Sentence. I went to the supermarket today. What question can you ask? Maybe, what did you buy? Or, was it crowded? Sentence. I watched a movie last night. What question can you ask? Maybe, which movie? Or, did you like it? Excellent. These quick follow-up questions are the key to keeping conversations alive. Step 4. Practice reacting naturally. Now let's practice short reactions. I'll give you a sentence, and you give a reaction. I spilled coffee on my shirt. Reaction: oh no, that's terrible. I got a new job today. Reaction: wow, congratulations, that's amazing. I was really tired this afternoon. Reaction: yeah, I know that feeling. See how short reactions make you sound friendly and natural? Step 5. Combine story plus questions plus reactions. Now, let's put everything together in a longer conversation. Dialogue 2. Extended conversation. A. Guess what? Today was crazy. In the morning, I missed my bus and I felt so stressed. B. Oh no, that's terrible. What did you do? A. I had to take a taxi, but it was expensive. B. Wow, really? How much was it? A. Almost $10. In the afternoon, I had lunch with my coworker and we tried a new restaurant. B. Nice. What kind of food? A. Italian food. Honestly, it was delicious. B. That sounds amazing. I love Italian food too. Did you eat pasta? A. Yes, I did. And in the evening, I watched a movie with my family. It was so funny. B. Cool. Which movie was it? A. It was a comedy. We laughed so much. B. That sounds like a great day. I also watched a comedy show yesterday. That's how you create a flowing, natural, back and forth conversation. Step 6. Your final fluency challenge. Here's your challenge. Every day, practice both sides of the conversation. First, tell your story. Then, imagine the other person's story and ask them questions. React, share, and keep it going. For example, tonight before bed, tell your day in English. Pretend your friend tells you their day. Ask at least 3 follow-up questions. React naturally. Share something about your own experience. If you do this daily, your fluency will grow fast. You'll sound natural, confident, and conversational. Final practice together. Let's do one last full practice. Repeat after me, line by line. Actually, today was surprising. In the morning, I was late for work, and I felt stressed. Then, in the afternoon, I met my friend for coffee, and it was relaxing. Finally, in the evening, I cooked dinner with my family, and it was fun. So overall, my day was busy but good. Now let's add a question. What about you? How was your day? Good. That's it. You've now learned not only how to talk about your day, but also how to turn it into real conversation. Closing motivation. Remember, fluency is not about perfection. It's about communication. If you can tell your day, ask simple questions, and react naturally, then you can have conversations in English with anyone, anywhere in the world. So don't stop here. Keep practicing your daily storytelling and your conversations. Every day for just 5 minutes, tell your story in English. Ask yourself questions. React to your own answers. It may feel funny at first, but it works. This is how you train your fluency. Not in one big step, but in small daily practice. You've done amazing work. Thank you for practicing with me here on MindPop English. If you found this lesson helpful, keep going, because every day you practice is another step closer to real fluency.